Everybody's good to go?
Drop it.
All right. Let's get it.
Scotch, bourbon, and rye, yeah, we on that whiskey. Wanna discuss an array of topics, conversation simply. Gonna drop your whiskey bars with the sip hitting for. Could you pass it? You want more? Another glass, let it flow. Steady pour. Steady pour. Yeah, a steady pour. A steady pour of growing, a steady pour of sharing, a steady pour of knowing. Now pass that Glencairn. So pull up a chair, grab a glass, and enjoy a melanin infused perspective with a whiskey twist. Yeah, yeah, a steady pour.
Yes, sir. We out here, fellas. Let's hit these podcast streets.
So stupid.
Oh, man. Welcome to a Steady Pour podcast. We are your co-host. I'm Drew.
Calvin.
Tony, what's up?
Darius.
We back with another episode. We back. We pulled up our chairs. We ready to grab a glass and enjoy this melanin infused perspective. You know what I mean?
Yes. Give it to them. Give it to
The whole tagline. My goodness.
Oh, man. Yeah, you got to let the people know.
Okay.
They got to know. And then guess what?
What's up?
We got a guest.
Okay.
And, you know,
Love the guests.
being part of the whiskey community, you meet many different people. You realize how vast it is, how many different people it is. And, you know, we always got to connect with them. So we actually met someone new, and we got Matt Walker with us.
Matt Walker.
You might know him on IG as Walker_DM. And he's also from the Klassy Bourbon Society.
Okay.
And he's the president of the Columbia, South Carolina chapter.
Nice.
Matt, what's up, buddy?
Appreciate y'all having me on, man.
Appreciate you being here.
Hey, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So we have to just get this out here. So one of the reasons why we really had to get Matt on here is because he was so gracious.
Understatement.
So gracious.
The plug.
Understatement of the year.
And the fact that we from Jersey and we can't even get,
Speak about it.
you know what I mean? He from South Carolina sent us some Penelope Rio samples.
That just make you feel good.
I wish I remember what button did the clap sound.
You got to add it afterwards.
Man,
for
the
sure.
whiskey community provides, man. And not a one sample. We each have one.
Individuals.
Individual samples.
Four of them things.
I am not mad at it.
I know from previous episodes when y'all get samples, y'all get like a 2 ounce or 3 ounce. Y'all all gotta share it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see?
Whoever gets the
and
last, get
being-
the last pour, get the last drop.
Being the last one, I'm over here struggling with my pours. So thank you, Matt. I appreciate you.
That one time Calvin was the last one, he didn't get any.
That was wild. That's the first time being the last. Completely skipped.
No, we really appreciate it, though, man. We went above and beyond for sure. So
For sure.
Absolutely.
But like, just to answer your question, the bourbon community did provide again for me. I mean, like I said, I'm in South Carolina, and I can't get Penelope Rio at the state either.
Okay.
I had to go out the state to get it, and I was fortunate enough to get a bottle. So
you had to lean on your connections.
Nice.
You had to
That's
pull some
awesome,
strings.
Yeah, that's
We got to
it.
do sometimes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah, we certainly appreciate it. So, of course, that's what we're going to review.
Absolutely.
You know, are we going to review all of it? Are some of y'all going to try to save some?
There's no way I'm saving it.
I mean, bruh.
Because I have an idea of what it's going to taste like. And if it's even close to that idea, there's
gone.
no way I'm saving this.
You really hyped. Well, not you. It's been hyped up.
I am personally hyped because I've had both things that this is made of. And I've had both. No, I've only had one of those things from Penelope specifically.
Right.
All delicious.
Right.
You put that delicious together, I'm ready.
More deliciousness.
Man, what were your expectations before you opened the bottle? What were your expectations of Penelope Rio?
I went in with an open mind. I was like, there's no telling what it's gonna be like, you know. And the Penelope Valencia, that was like when I opened it, I was like, this is not what I expected.
Right.
You know, and that bottle went so fast between me and my wife, and she doesn't even really like bourbon that much.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So, and then with this one, I was just like, Rio, I'm thinking more tropical flavor or something like that. And it had the honey, and I'm just like, it's gonna be sweet. So,
Yeah.
without me giving all what I actually think about it, we need to taste it. I want to see y'all reaction first.
All right.
Okay, I was going to ask you too. Where would you rank it in, Penelope's stratosphere?
Oh, wait,
that
wait.
they
Let's,
dropped? But
yeah,
I will wait.
let's-
I know. I'll wait. I'll
We'll get there.
wait. I'll wait
We'll
on
get
it.
there.
I'll wait on that question.
I mean, with that said,
Actually, I mean, yes, we are going about to pour this up. But have you ever had the what's the wood?
Amberana.
Amberana. Anything finished in the Amberana yet?
I want to say yes and no. I think I had a old. I think an old elk called it a cigar blend. Is that finishing the same thing?
Should have sent.
I don't know. I don't know it.
The rare character.
Oh yeah. We have a.
Oh yeah, the rare character. Actually, I got the rare character right here.
Oh, okay.
Is
Is that your primer?
oh, hope not.
Well, no.
okay.
Is that an Amberana finish? That's the one I sent you.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, you did send it.
send it to me.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I told you.
All right. All right.
I forgot I sent that to you. Okay. I'm good, guys.
Little pat on the back right
Yeah.
there.
Don't you like that realization?
Yeah,
Don't you like
good,
that?
yeah.
You're like, man,
Right.
I'm good at this.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna ask you if your neck's okay, like I asked this dude.
Oh no, don't. Do that.
But I just tell you, at the beginning, it's a mouthful. Beginning, it's a mouthful, and then at the end, that finish.
Pour the whole thing in.
You
You
gotta
ain't
think.
saving it.
I'm just going in.
Oh yeah, no, I poured all of it. It's all in there.
Think I missed the drop.
Are we getting some whiskey bars on the nose?
That's that Amberana nose. I'm gonna let you know that right now. That's that Amberana nose.
If that's the
Just-
case, then it's like what?
Just drizzled in honey, though. I mean,
Birch?
the honey just coats it all.
Don't tell Drew
Oh
that.
my goodness!
No, leave them on. No.
Yo, this is honey.
Honey.
It's honey, but then it has the hint of the Amberana.
Yeah.
Not even a hint.
No, it's,
Yeah,
it's,
it's a lot. It's a
Full
lot.
on.
But
But they're both
is-
sweet, so they
Yeah,
just
yeah.
complement each other.
Yo, it's crazy.
No, I want to
So-
put this in my tea right now. Like,
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
That's a hot toddy all day.
yes.
I'm so afraid to sip it
Me too.
because I already know
Me too.
it's gonna get sipped and it's gonna gone, and then I'm like,
Never again.
Can anyone get anything else besides
Amberana.
Amberana and honey?
not really.
Are you supposed to be getting?
Honestly, I don't even get the Amberana.
maybe
Really?
maybe some
Not yet.
notes you get on the Amberana, like maybe some like cinnamon, like some
Yeah.
like
No.
you know
Yeah,
like a cinnamon
I do
bun,
get a little
like-
cinnamon,
Yeah.
Nope.
but that I definitely contribute to one of those Amberana.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Profiles.
Right.
No, there's the jam hair gel. Yep,
Jam hair gel.
jam hair gel with the honey. That's there. Yeah, you're right.
Are we going in?
Tones is anxious.
I'm ready now.
Yeah.
So like, yo, let me taste it.
I'm so nervous.
I'm getting some raisins on the nose too.
Okay.
I can
Yeah,
see
some
that
dark fruit.
because, like, with that wood being sweet, it always kind of leans towards the birch berry kind of
Did say birch berry on
profile.
the other one, yeah.
Did you try it yet?
I'm nervous.
I don't
All
know
right.
the first one.
All right, I'm going in.
Let's go in, but let's go in.
God damn, I knew that was gonna be good.
That's dessert, man.
Oh
That's
my
just-
god, it's sweet on top of sweet, but
Yeah.
not in a like diabetes sweet.
I have heard some people say that it's overly sweet, but I don't really.
It's very sweet,
It is sweet.
Yeah.
and I'm definitely getting even more raisin on the palate.
Yeah.
This is a dessert.
That's what I said. Yeah.
This.
What is that? That better be water.
Oh, that absolutely is water.
Okay, all right.
Trust me,
Well, I mean,
it's
you
okay.
Now I'm
tears.
mad that you have water on my table, but I'm less mad.
That is not.
You would have spilled that
It's not
Rio.
Rio.
That would have been. Yeah, you've been lapping that up.
Yeah. Well, someone filled the water thing up like to the like, absolute top.
This
I
guy.
tilted that thing.
You said you wanted
It's,
water.
it's on recording. That's all right.
What about that finish?
It's. I mean, lingers.
lingers. Yeah, it lingers on that tongue.
Very
that
well
sweet-
balanced. Yeah, I don't feel like you're left with any one note over the other. It's just kind of like layers on layers of the notes you get before that. It's man.
That's why for me, I'm not an expert. I'm a drinker.
Yeah.
You need all these flavors and notes and all that stuff. It's there. I can taste it, but
Right.
I can't describe it.
You're like, is it good? Do I like it?
Take some practice. I can see why people were saying this is not a daily sipper though. Like it's more of like an occasion kind of bourbon.
Yep.
Because it is, it's good.
Yes, yes, I can see that, but here's the problem with that.
What's the problem?
Also, in that, if you open this bottle, it ain't lasting long.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You kind of got to tell yourself, okay, I don't drink it. Kind of
Right, right. It's not a daily sipper, but you have to actively make it not a daily sipper. Like,
I saw Matt's bottle on the reel you did. Hey, you put a dent in that one. I know we were part of that, so I appreciate that. But
No. So y'all was like the bare minimum. So I have Memorial Day cookout. I had maybe about 15, 20 people that come over. They want to drink bourbon. So I said, if it's open, you can pour it. Everybody was like, well, you guys talking about this Penelope. Let me try this Penelope. So I grabbed a rose cast.
the other stuff, right?
Yeah, that was like, what's that new one you posted about?
Oh,
nah, I want that high bottle up there.
give me that purple
So
drink.
I mean, I had people out there. You can't try the Rio first.
Yeah.
Because you can't go and try something else because it's so sweet.
Right.
It coats your palate. You're gonna really have to get a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Did you confirm already what the proof was on this?
98.
98. Yeah.
Confirmed it pre-show.
I ain't get a bar.
Yeah, you could. I see nothing stopping me from drinking like a half a bottle.
Yeah.
Smooth out.
Yeah.
First of all, you talking 15 people and they all wanted to try this. How do you still have a bottle? Like how?
He said y'all playing rock paper
He
scissors.
policed that
shoot.
bottle.
Half ounce pour.
I poured it.
That's what I said. He policed
Everything
it.
else you can pour.
Right.
I'm
This
pouring
one
it.
staying close to the hip.
Yeah, you can
5
have
drops.
some, but
He had a little measuring cup right by. Here you go. One ounce.
Just a
One.
little bit. Just pour it. Oh, that's enough.
That's enough. We got a little too much. Get that back in there. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. Share that with somebody.
I
I got a phone call. How I acquired my bottle. I got a phone call and it said, "Hey, I found a Penelope Rio," and I was like, "Send me your Zelle and give me a bottle." I don't care what. But this is the Zelle. I paid $100 for it.
It's not bad.
That's
That's
worth
not bad at all because I've seen it.
I've seen it.
what,
300, 400?
Yeah.
and he
Wow.
yeah, and he didn't put it on
Oh,
secondary. He cracked
Yeah.
the bottle.
Yeah.
right.
I'm talking about.
Right.
That's
That's why I got it and opened it because I was like, they said they're gonna make more, so I was like,
Yeah.
This is a batch too, I believe.
yeah. Batch 2 supposed to be coming out later this year.
Yeah, I think
I'm
maybe in the
sure.
fall or something. But
Yo, anything in that Ambrana cast finish, you cannot have first. Period.
Oh yeah, I'm in agreement with that.
Like in anything, it just has too powerful of a smell and taste.
even with this, with the honey mixed in with it, and
This one is a little bit more muted.
Yeah.
I feel like this would be easier to move on from than that rare character Amberana. I want to see what you think of that too.
I was gonna say the
That-
same thing. The Amberana with this.
I guarantee you,
That one's a journey.
even with this, even with that smoothness of the honey, because the honey does kind of, I don't want to say muted, because
No.
that makes it sound like it's watered down.
Smooth as the edges out a little bit.
A little bit,
Yeah.
but it just kind of puts this coating over top of it. Even with that, you're not going to want anything else. Like, you're going to taste this, you're going to taste something else, and then you're going to be like, all I taste is that
All I
Ambrana.
want to taste
You-
is that Amberana.
Right.
You guys ever had like a good honey cough drop?
Yes.
That's what this kind of reminds
you
me
get?
of a little bit.
Wow.
I'm not getting that menthol necessarily.
Right. Not necessarily the
but
medicinal part.
Right, but it kind of smooths out I want to call it the medicine part. And in this case, the medicine would be the Amberana.
Yeah.
Right.
And you don't get that strong. I don't get it. It's not as strong as the Amberana finish that we had of the rare character. To Tone's point, I agree with you in the sense that it's not as
in your face.
in your face where you can't move on from this.
Yeah.
It is a little difficult to move on, but it's not that difficult. Not as difficult as the.
You still need a palate cleanser, and even then, you're gonna be like, "What's up with that? What's up with that Rio? Back a little bit more of that Rio."
Well, yeah, I think it's gonna make something taste like the opposite of sweet. Like whatever you taste next, it's gonna be like. It's kind of bitter when it's not, right? So,
Right.
That's how sweet this is.
Did you give that rare character a spin?
Yeah, I did. And it, like I said, you get that amaretto cast flavor up front from the palate to the nose. But that Penelope Rio, it has that honey flavor at the end. It gives you that extra like stank on it. You know?
Yeah, we like the rare character, but it's different, man. It's
It's very different, and apparently it's kind of hit or miss. More hit than miss, but if you don't like it, you just straight up don't like it. You know what I mean? Like there's not much in between.
right.
I can see that. I could definitely see that.
I gave somebody a sample of that rare character, just a little sample, and I'm like, oh, he loves Rise. He's definitely gonna love this. This dude came back and was like, nah. I almost want to chop him in the throat.
Friendship
Wasn't feeling
over.
it.
right, like we're done.
That's it.
But
It's divisive. Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
I know, I can't think
an
that.
acquired taste.
Yeah.
So we haven't given it our ratings.
That's right. That's right.
Do you know our rating system?
We could break it down for him.
Yeah, break it down for me one more time.
Yeah. I always do it. And somebody else want to? Darius, go ahead.
Good.
Hold on, pressure. A 1 is one and done.
1 ounce
2
pour, one and done.
is cocktail anyone. Throw it in a cocktail, that's it. 3 is I'm not mad at it.
Yep.
So kind of in between, you're feeling it, but not too sure, but might get it again. 4 is give me some more of that. And 5 obviously is a steady pour.
Keep it coming.
Right. Just go ahead and leave the bottle.
That's it. That's it.
And
So what would you give this?
So the Penelope Rio, just because of the complexity, I'm just gonna say make it a steady pour.
Oh,
Just because it has so many different layers to it, from the nose, and then you can't really decipher. Like when you smell like a Buffalo Trace, like okay, you're getting like 3, and it's there. You know exactly what it is. But then when you come to this one, it's like you got the honey and the different cast, and then I don't even know like how long it was aged or something like that. So it could have been like 3 or 4 year bourbon. So like if it sits for like 7, like, what would it be?
Right.
So that's why I would say just make this a steady pour. Sometimes I was like between a 4 or 5, but I'll go with the 5 just because of the complexity.
Nice.
Kyle, how much of a pour are you giving this?
You're gonna say 3 or 4.
Nah, you're not saying 3.
I'm definitely not saying
Nah,
that.
it's gotta be 4 of
He wants more.
It's gotta
I
be 4.
definitely want more.
There's nothing less than a 4 for sure.
I'm gonna go with a 4.25.
Okay.
Definitely want some more, like consistently. But it is a little bit more on the divisive side.
Divisive.
Meaning I'm not always gonna want it's not gonna be a guaranteed go-to. I might go to it more than most 4s, right? Which is the 2.5 part. But it has a very specific profile. It is super sweet. I might not necessarily feel that on any particular day. So that's why it gets a little bit more than the 4, but
Okay.
I get it.
you know what I mean?
Tone, how much of a pour are you giving this?
I think I'm going with 4.5.
Okay.
It's as advertised. I think it's delicious pour. I think, like Matt said, straight through on the nose. The complexity of it. The only thing keeping me from it being a 5, I would say, which, you know, it's hard to give a 5 anyways, but I just feel like Cal was saying, it's kind of one of those pours that I don't know if I'm going to want to have all the time. Like, it's one that I'm going to want on certain occasions, and it's definitely one that if you have a bottle of it, like, it's going to go fast. It's going to go fast. Yeah, it's going to go.
You know what it is? And I feel you in the 4 or 5. The other thing is that, like, it's one of those where you want it. I feel like it's one of those that you would want so much that you might get sick of it. You know what I mean? Like, you would drink it if it were available to the quantity that you could drink it all the time.
Right.
I think you would. And then you'd be like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah.
After a while,
I'm good.
like,
right. After a while,
man.
you'd be like,
That first taste was amazing, but now it's like, I'm drinking that every week.
right. Right. That second or third bottle, you're going to be like, okay. All right. I need to give this a break.
Yeah.
But because you're not going to really taste it often, you're always going to be like, oh, give me some more of that.
Right.
Give me some more.
And we're grading on this initial pour, right? Our initial experience.
Right.
And that's why I think, you know, we're rating it so high. I've heard other people saying it's, you know,
I heard some
kind
people
of
hated
disparaging
it.
it. Yeah,
It was just
saying
like,
it's
oh
over.
my God.
It's so super sweet. I'm not really getting that.
No, it is super sweet.
I saw like 2.
I mean,
From a whiskey perspective, not like a honey.
Well, and that's what I'm comparing it to.
Not like a Jack, like a honey Jack
So I'm
or
like,
American honey.
it's not that. And we actually, so we went to Penelope last year, and we tried a barrel of just the honey finish.
Yeah.
Honey finished bourbon.
Right out of the barrel.
Which was really good on its own. And so now tasting this with the Amburana touches, that's why I think we're getting kind of like it rounds it a little bit more for us, where we're like, that was
nice.
the perfect thing to add to it. Because the honey was good on by itself.
Yeah, for
sure.
It's the best honey finish I've had. So, but 4 or 5 for me. So,
Okay.
what about you guys?
Darius, how much of a pour?
I'm definitely going to go 4 or more. Leaning probably just taking that a 4. This is like what our second only Amburana that we've tried, besides the.
I think so.
Yeah. I like the taste. It's very unique. I'm not sure it's my favorite taste in bourbon. I think I've had some things that I enjoyed more.
Whiskey.
Whiskey. My apologies. I know. I'm terrible.
Every time you say
I
bourbon,
know.
I
I'm a tater. But that's what's keeping me from giving it maybe a higher score, because it is good, and I don't know. I feel like I enjoy things more, so I'm gonna stick with a 4.
All right.
Definitely enjoyable. Definitely, I feel like the honey finish. Definitely, I agree with Kyle and Tony. Calmed down the Amburana a lot to make it more approachable on a daily basis. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4. It may go up.
It's real specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is really delicious. I'm really enjoying the pour. I probably have one last taste right here. Kind of savoring it.
I finished mine. I'm upset.
Yeah, and it's as advertised. It's Amburana finish. Wait, where are you going with that?
Huh? No, I was just trying to wipe up the water.
I
was just trying to wipe
you
up the
looking
water.
like you about to grab my Glen Cameron.
I would never.
No, I'm past that
Wow.
Glen Cameron. We keeping it.
He said, "Forget the lyrics to the song."
I don't have that.
We ain't passing nothing
Yeah.
around here.
See?
Oh, nice.
That
I don't
behind-
have that much left to ship.
Yeah.
Y'all be careful over there.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
God. So batch 2 comes out at least.
Oof.
You
I'm slapping somebody for a bottle.
But yeah, like you said, you taste the Amburana finish, you taste the honey finish, the honey for sure. Like this is, yeah.
Winnie the
Drew.
Winnie the Drew.
Yeah. This is AKA Winnie the Drew.
This is when it was born.
And so, I wanted to get when we were going through the ratings, I was like, this sounds like a steady pour. Like this is a 5
I
ounce
seen it
pour.
in your face.
But
Big butts.
it's close to the point of I feel like after a while it'll be a particular moment where I want it. I couldn't have it all the time. But I can certainly would like to share it and with someone else, like, yo, try this. Yo, try this. So it's up there. So I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Nice.
I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Nice.
Yeah. This is delicious. Yeah.
So your point when you're saying you want somebody to try it, that's why I'll tell everybody, like, you got to try something else first to come and get this, and it's a complete game changer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not like a Crown Peach where it's like all peach flavor. You it's like syrup.
Yeah,
you know?
right. Additives.
So, but it has that. You can get the bourbon a little bit, but it's like so many other sweet flavors on it. You know, it's like you got to try it. So everybody wanted to try it, so everybody wants it. So,
So back to my original.
For those who aren't true bourbon drinkers, who can't take the burn or something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
And 100 proof or higher, that it's too much. But when they get this, it's like, oh wow, I can drink this. But then drinking almost 100 proof bourbon.
So would you say this is their best release? This Rio?
Personally,
yeah.
from a blending perspective, yes.
Okay.
Because from the science with the honey and the amaretto, that's probably a release. But the Valencia will probably be my favorite.
Okay.
That too.
I can respect that. All right.
It's like neck and neck for me because I love that Valencia.
I can definitely respect that.
Valencia is my favorite. And just something about that orange flavor as it came out. That citrus, it kind of caught me off guard. And I was just like, I can drink this with a little ice or just drink it neat. And then when I opened it, I just it has a little sweet flavor to a little orange citrus. Gave it to my wife, and she really, she has the palate to where she can smell, and she'd be like, I smell cardamom. I'm like, what is that? Old Spice.
Wow.
Old Spice.
She was like, this is a citrus flavor. This is like tangerine. And so I'm like, what are you talking about? So the more I drink with her, the more she give me her palate and what she smells. I'm just throwing them back. And we go I'm just like, it's like 9 o'clock. We open this at 3. It's like half hungry.
It's real easy to drink. Real easy.
Definitely.
So.
But this would be, if I had to rank it, probably 1A, 1B, and this would be up there with it just because of the complexity of the bourbon.
Got you. Nice.
Tone, you still got some more in there?
Yeah, I was.
Oh, you wildin', son. You about to get jumped right now.
I was considering trying to save a little bit for our 5th co-host, but I don't know if it's going to make it.
That, you know what? That's very sweet of you. That's very, very sweet of you. That wasn't even a question in my mind.
I'm aware.
That's why he's Tony.
At least I can say I tried, right?
Yes.
You could be like, just
You
like
tried.
like they told us, well, Batch 2's coming out.
Exactly.
But no, that's nice.
So cute.
I'm savoring this last bit here. But let's talk, Matt, a little bit more about how you got onto this whiskey journey, man. Like, what made you become a part of this whiskey community? What was that first whiskey, or bourbon, or whatever it was that said, like, I want more. I want to explore this. This. I want to explore this whiskey.
Yeah.
See what else is out there.
So I'm from down south, and I'm a country boy. So I had Crown Royal. One of my college roommates did it. He drank nothing but Crown, and so we trying to be like the old guys. We drinking Crown too. And so when I graduated, I just buying everything bottom shelf because I'm broke. But then I started coming out with the different variations, the Crown Honey, the vanilla. So and then the bags for me became collectible items. So I had just about every Crown. I still have them on my shelf, like empty bottles of Crown, like different flavors. Well, I went to Kentucky. I think it was 2016. My wife had a conference in Louisville. It's like, hey, you want to go? I was like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
So, but at this time, we get to Louisville, we get to our hotel. It's like 9 o'clock at night. My wife and kids, they go in the room. She's like, I'm about to go to sleep. I said, I'm gonna go downstairs to the bar, watch a game, get me a drink, probably get some food. She's like, all right, cool. Sit at the bar. Guy was like, what you drinking? I said, let me get a Crown and Coke. He just stopped and looked at me.
No, you're not.
I was just like, oh, no. Let me get what y'all famous for. Like, let me get a bourbon. He was like, which one? I said, shit, I don't know, bartender's choice. And he was like, get a flight. I was like, a flight? In my mind, I'm like, a beer flight? Like, I don't want a beer flight. I want a whiskey or something. So he pulled out a sheet and said, here's our flight sheet. You can choose whatever you want.
Nice.
I didn't know where to start. So he was like, well, here. So me and this bartender have been going at it for like 2 hours now. My first flight, I know I had Eagle Rare.
My first flight.
He said, we're going to get you right.
We're going to get you right.
I had
Drive here, did you?
Bartender got giddy when he saw you come in.
Right. So I had Eagle Rare, 1792, Four Roses.
Oh, wow.
And I think it was like Woodford Reserve.
Nice.
All right, that's a nice
It's a
spread.
good lineup, yeah.
That's really
So
nice.
then I was like, all right, cool. So then in my second flight, I don't remember, but I know I had a second Eagle Rare.
Oh, he was going by the first one.
Right? So I was like, yo, this is nice. I said, I might have to start indulging in this. So every time we went out to eat, I just ordered a flight, and I told the waiter or waitress or bartender, like, choices, pour me a flight. I want to try different things. So, everybody comes, Four Roses, small batch, Four Roses, single barrel, Woodford Reserve. So just trying different things. Well, our flight got delayed. We had a rental car, so we just driving around. I told my wife, I was like, yeah, I haven't seen like some of these bottles. There's a liquor store. She was just like, well, go get you something. So I was like, all right.
Say less.
So I walk in the liquor store, and the guy was like, what you looking for? I said, I just had Eagle Rare for the first time. I was trying to find a bottle of that. And he pointed. It's on sale for $35.99.
Sold.
Like,
What?
I will take 5.
So I was like, not being greedy, trying to be budget conscious. I got 2. Then I got a 1792. Then I end up getting a Woodford Reserve. And I said, because, I really haven't paid any attention to this stuff back home. So I really haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife was like, how you going to get that home? And I wrapped it up in dirty clothes and put it in the suitcase and checked the bag in.
I know that's right.
Nice.
So I came home. I had 2 bottles of Eagle Rare. It was like, then we had a 4th of July cookout, and I popped one open, and I turned around to go get a pour, and I grabbed a bottle, and it was like, and I looked, and I was like, yeah, all you people done drunk.
Y'all shifty ass
So I
nigga.
was like, oh man. So from there, I started like dabbling in bourbon here and there, not to the point where I'm at now. But then I had a friend who works at CarMax, and he kept trying to say, hey, like, hey, these guys over at Total Wine, they just released this bottle at like 12. And I was like, okay, did you get it? And he was like, yeah. So next thing you know, I'm collecting bottles, not really collecting, but just trying different things. Mm-hmm. That collection go from 2 bottles to like 7. Now I'm at
We know.
Oh yeah.
we know.
6 of them open already, and I'm just about. So he's calling me, is like, "Hey, I just got this. I'm trying to go get it." And then like 2019 came, and we came together for New Year's Eve, and he had 4 bottles, and I had 4 bottles, and I don't remember seeing the fireworks go off that night. but my collection and my true passion really took off in 2020 because I was at home bored and I just went live on Facebook. And I was like, I fresh crack Friday, and I'm gonna crack a bottle every Friday.
Nice.
Nice.
So I started doing that, and then that lasted probably like maybe 6-8 weeks. And I'm like, now I look like an alcoholic.
Ain't no shame.
I mean,
No shame.
Yeah. But then, one of the things I started doing was people kept asking me about like, hey, what about this drink? Have you tried this? Have you tried that? And it just kind of kept growing. And then, so for my birthday in 2020, I had like, I'm gonna do a bourbon taste. No, it was 2020. It was I did a bourbon tasting. I had 25 people come. And everybody had like a little special glass. I made my own little placemats. Had like 7 bourbons. And so out of everything I had, out of 7 bourbons, I put them on the table, and all the gifts that I had, we had probably like 25, 26 bottles on the table. And it was a great birthday party. So since I had that birthday party, people kept asking me like, when you gonna do another tasting? But people like, I didn't get invited, you know. So I'm gonna do something, you know. Let's let COVID die down. So now I started hosting like little small private things, you know, family and friends, you know, small bottle shares, just for people to come together, share their experiences, learn more, learn something new, try something they never tried, and it just kept growing and growing. And now I did a bourbon tasting back in March for a fundraiser, raised over $2,500 for my daughter's ballet studio.
Nice.
Very nice.
All proceeds went to them, and you know, we tasted all South Carolina bourbons. So the one that you guys have there, the Firefly, is a South Carolina bourbon.
Nice.
But I didn't put that one in the tasting. But I had some other stuff that I had in the tasting, things like that. So
Are we tasting that tonight, dog?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
First of all,
Tone.
Yeah.
I almost wish we would have tried that first.
yeah,
But
We'll be all right.
but we were anxious for the Rio.
do you,
yeah,
do you
we
still have any? In
Yeah, I
there?
saw him pouring. I saw him pouring. a
All
little
right,
more.
Leave me
then
alone.
stop talking shit.
He knew what he was doing. He waited till we all finished our last drop. Like, yeah.
Drew over there slacking too. Don't think y'all don't see that clear glass. You better finish that up.
I got a little.
I told you I was savoring just a
Shit.
little bit.
I'm almost
I tried,
getting like
it did not work.
The more I'm drinking this, I'm almost getting like a honey tea note also.
It's opening up.
With the
Kind
Amarana.
of that the wood flavor
Yeah.
kind of gives you that tea.
Tea leaves
A
and
little
whatnot.
stronger than a normal honey tea would be, but I mean,
It's fantastic.
it's real good.
So yeah, talk to us about this Firefly that you sent over. This is a blend of straight bourbon whiskeys, and it's Distillery Expressions.
Okay.
Is that
Yeah.
the name of it? That's probably the name of the distillery. And it's 90 proof. Okay.
So
And,
we-
and it's a single barrel selection.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, there
But
it is.
they only sell it like that.
Oh, they only sell it as single barrels?
Yep, and then the 375.
Oh, okay.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is
So it's a small. We call it the Buffalo Trace of South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Buffalo Trace of South Carolina. Okay.
Man,
That's cute.
it's got some height.
Yeah. No, but Buffalo Trace actually acquired that particular one, so I think it's
Really?
similar mash bill.
Okay.
And they
Okay.
just aged it in South Carolina.
Word.
You poured some already? Or you still working on
He's
it?
still working.
Oh, he
on that.
wild. He
Man.
wild. He bugging.
Man.
Both of these cats, you finished
Sorry,
yours, didn't
Rodney.
you?
Man.
Oh, yeah. So-
You knew he wasn't giving that to
Right,
Rod.
yeah,
Like, he just made
Rod.
that up for the. I don't know
Right.
why he said that.
While y'all babysit that Rio, I'm gonna move on to this old force.
Ooh, yeah. okay.
Oh man, he called us out on that one.
Yeah.
Oh man, why you babysitting?
well, technically, he called,
He called
you out.
you two.
Whoa.
Says the one with the bottle. You know what I mean? I'm the one
That was a
that's-
nice
Yeah.
pour, nice gulp.
What do you think of that old Forester,
Water, bro.
Huh?
Tastes
It was
like
water.
Oh, that was water. Oh, okay, my bad. I take it back then.
Oh, sure,
My
yeah, no
apologies.
This old force is nice.
Yeah, man.
Which one is it?
It's the single.
The TSR pick.
Oh, you
okay.
sent us some of that too, Tom?
Yeah, that's actually it's funny. He asked me about the Old Forester bottle because I guess I had it in a photo or something, and then that's how he told me about the Rio. He said, "Have you had the Rio yet?" Well, I said, "I can send you some of the Old Forester." He said, "Well, I'll send you some of the Rio." I said, "Say less.
Absolutely.
Say less.
Tone's like, you get what you want.
Say less."
Yes.
So, but nah, man. Yeah, we really like the Old Forester pick too.
Mm-hmm.
That was a hit.
I would want to do an old force like
Barrel pick.
just put it all out.
Oh, yeah.
1870 to 1910, 1920, and get like a single barrel. Just want to just try them out to see what it tastes like. But this is good.
Yeah.
So I got a question: Maker's Mark or Old Forester? Which one would you prefer?
Which
Maker's Mark versus
Just the
Old
original
Forester.
Makers.
I feel like I would go Old Forester.
Just straight up, like brand to brand, or
Yeah, brand to brand distillery, like who has the best product?
Ooh. I can't speak to that. I don't think I've had enough to really make that.
Ooh. I mean, we've had both Maker's Marks. At least they're
From what I've
the
tasted,
main
yeah, okay.
ones.
From what I've tasted, I feel like I've enjoyed Old Forester more than I've enjoyed Maker's Mark.
Thinking I'm leaning that way, but Maker's is good too, man. I really like the Maker's 46, and even the original.
Yeah.
But
But the TSR pick, I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about
that's
we
hard.
have a barrel proof, the Old Forester that we had, the 1920.
yeah,
So here's the messed up part: is that like neither ranks super high
Oh yeah, I didn't think that was
on mine. So like they're kind of both at the same level for me. You know what I mean? So to distinguish between the two of them is kind of hard because I'm only thinking of the original Makers and then Makers. What was that? Makers 46
Maker's 46
with the
French oak.
with the French oak.
yeah.
In both of those, I would rank higher than most of the Old Forests that I've had, but not far above. And of all of the Old Forests, because I've had probably like 5 at this point, there's probably 2 of them that I would definitely rank over the Makers. So like, you know what I mean? Like that's hard for me to say.
Yeah, I think you pretty much summed it up. But at the same time, I'm also thinking about the Old Forester single barrel that you got there, and I really enjoyed that. And just from that alone, I would say Old Forester. But to your point earlier, like it kind of depends on which one, and it doesn't rank that either by itself. If I was to remove the single barrel by itself,
It's hard.
They don't really stand
I kind
out.
of put them on the same.
They don't really stand
They're
out.
right level. You know what I mean?
I haven't had any of the wood finishes that everyone keeps talking about, so I guess
Jury's out.
I qualify that. I still have the Old Forester 150 anniversary that I haven't opened.
Oh my god,
That's right.
So
collector.
I have
more
he's a
bottles
hoarder,
than
man.
Jade
Yeah.
opened.
Collector.
So
Collector.
I plan on opening it. It's just I'm waiting for the right time. Anyway,
Back to
Heard that before.
Right.
but yeah. Any thoughts on this Firefly? I feel like I still got the Rio in my glass, and that's all I can smell in the glass.
Yep.
So wait, you already You poured some Firefly and already finished it?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's just like, I'm done.
Because the notes were all Rio.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
for me. Because, it was notes all Rio, and then when I drank it,
you just want more Rio.
yeah, I almost want to try a different glass.
Yeah.
That might be worthwhile.
I need to try a different glass.
Bring them out. Bring them
That's
out.
why I said you got to try something else first before you go to Rio.
Yeah.
Because once you go to Rio,
Yeah.
you can't go back.
No going back.
It coats your palate so much,
Yeah.
your tongue and the roof of your mouth, that it's hard to go to something else without drinking water or having true palate.
Right.
Yeah, and
I
we-
needed to get them frozen grapes back out.
And we're dropping down in proof, too, so I could definitely taste that difference.
Oh.
Yeah. I would say I
doing it all
taste
wrong.
the similarities to Buffalo Trace, actually. Like, I get some of the same notes. Very buttery.
Smells
creamy.
similar too.
Yeah. Has similar smell. Very well balanced. I mean, it's not harsh at all. It just goes down.
Very nice, simple, plain.
Kind of. Because I was kind of going to say something really simple.
That's it. It's not bad, not great, but it's just like kind of in between. It's like, oh.
It's consistent.
That's your probably opinion of Buffalo Trace too, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a quality $29 bottle of.
And
Right.
quality 90 proof, too. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a proof snob, so I would already say, like, 90 proof. Like, unless it's...
I don't do anything under triple digits.
I don't get out
Unless-
of bed unless it's 100.
And then I might give it some extra like expectation for a finish,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
So like the Widow Jane, right? I'm pretty sure it's in its 90s. With
Decadence.
Decadence.
Yeah.
Finished in maple syrup, right? That's in the 90s. So
Yeah.
I give it. You're right, but for something that's a blend of straight bourbon whiskeys, it's not finished, 90 proof.
Yeah.
Like I
Solid.
actually in this glass. I get
In this glass?
in this glass.
In the Rio glass,
In the Rio glass, it was all real.
But
But
real glass, everything, all right.
no, it's not bad.
I actually would like a bottle of this.
It's
Yeah.
really not bad.
That's
Yeah.
not that is definitely not bad.
What's the MSRP on that? You don't mind me asking? Or do
Like
you-
$22.
22.
That's
with the-
all day.
So basically 44.
But with the 375 ml or the 750?
They don't make 750.
They don't make 750.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
they only make
I would get that though. That's
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Put it in my pocket.
pocket bourbon.
Pocket size bourbon.
That'd be his flask.
Pocket bourbon.
Yeah, I think so. Do you start your tastings off with this? Is this in there?
So it just depends on how I do it. So pretty much, sometimes when I do my tastings, I do it based off themes. So whatever the theme may be. So if it's like Buffalo Trace, I will go and say, hey, let's try this. So like South Carolina, we got maybe about 8 or 9 good bourbons, for decent bourbons per se. That so when I did my tasting for the fundraiser, I did 5 South Carolina bourbons only.
Okay.
And I didn't put that one in because I know it's store pick, and once it hit the shelves, it's gone.
Right.
And
Okay.
every store doesn't get those.
Gotcha.
So I chose something that was easily to find for the consumers. So,
Gotcha.
but if I do another one, I will put that one in there. It's another one called 6 and 20.
Gotcha.
And then I would the winner. The winner was from, I don't know if you guys ever heard of Beaufort, South Carolina, but it's called like Bluffton area.
Okay.
But it's called Anita's Choice. That was the one that was the winner. And it's like 100 proof or 98 proof, something like that. But everybody liked it. It's a mixed crowd of people who really doesn't drink bourbon, and then they get introduced to it. And I like the blind tasting of number 4, and I reveal it to them, and it was like it was 100 proof. It was like I never thought I'd be able to drink something that high.
Gotcha.
yeah.
We were gonna
go ahead.
we were gonna ask you that, like, what's the usual demographic for your tasting? Is it a lot of whiskey enthusiasts versus beginners, or is it more beginners?
So it just depends, man. So most of them are beginners.
Okay.
My family and friends, they don't know anything. But once they come to a tasting, now they want to get into it. Like,
Right.
Okay.
oh, like I saw this, have you tried this? And I get text messages, oh, can you find this bottle for me? And I was like, go to this store, they should have it. Go to Bottles or Total Wine. But when I did a bottle share for Christmas, it was like pretty much everybody who was bourbon enthusiasts, and they brought stuff like what's it called, like St. Cloud or whatever it is.
Okay.
Like those rare bottles. We had Castle and Key, things that you can't find in South Carolina was at this bottle share. I had opened up the E.H. Taylor Rock.
Ooh.
We had some Shanks.
Nice.
Some things like that. Things that we really don't really see, and so you can say, oh, I haven't seen it on stores. Let me try this one. So that's kind of more like the exclusive. It was only like 10 people do that.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
Cool.
But then when it's on a big scale, I'm bringing out just introductory bourbon.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to delve into that game. Hopefully soon at some point, do like a study pour tasting. So it's good to hear. Get your notes on how you do it.
Yeah,
things
I
like
would
that.
definitely say try to get sponsors, man. Like just saying, this is who we are and this is what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
But this shit can get expensive.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So for my birthday, man, like I said, I had back in like 2020, I walked out the liquor store and I spent like $800. Not really knowing what I was doing, but the guy sold me an E.H. Taylor, sold me a Blanton's. And I didn't know the value of what I had when I walked out the store. I just know I spent a lot of money. It's my birthday, so I'm falling out, right?
Cash out.
So, but at our tasting, we also try to provide food as well.
Right.
Got to do that.
You gotta balance it out.
Yeah. So
Plus, if you're renting out the venue, whatever you're
Right.
doing, it's gonna add up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the venue we pretty much just did my house for a couple of them, and we
Okay.
the actual ballet studio. They gave us the venue for free.
Nice.
So, but like it adds up, and I was charging like $50 a ticket. You got 5 samples plus food. I mean, it's
That's a deal.
Right. That's worth it.
That's not bad at all.
And that was the max of what we thought would be too many samples, right? Was
What, 5?
Five?
Yeah, that's the max.
Yeah.
yeah. And I measured it out doing like 0.5 0.5 to 0.75 for so like half a pour.
Oh, okay.
Half a shot. So you know it's about the end of the night. You're taking 2.5 shots over 3 hours, 2 hours.
Yeah.
With food, you should be able to make it home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're good. You ready to party?
Just getting started.
So, but the ones I had at the house, you know, it was kind of like more exclusive. It's like, hey, you drink bourbon, you should know your.
Right. Mm-hmm. Do you have a ride? Yeah.
Can I crash here, bro? Do you got extra room somewhere in the back?
Yeah, we got extra room.
Say less. Pour some more on that bottle, please.
That's cool, man.
We had 2 guys call the Uber last time.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Responsible drinking.
Yeah, you gotta tell
I
them.
like to hear it.
Drink responsibly. Maybe sign some waivers.
But how did you go from not knowing much about bourbon to starting the Klassy Bourbon Society?
Well, so I didn't start the class.
Okay. I'm being a part of it.
Yep. So for me, not knowing anything about bourbon, funny story, right? My cousin came to me and he gave me a bottle of Woodford, and I was like, dude, like I don't drink that, and he was like, you will one day. And he was like, he said everybody who like drink and they they play golf and they want to be a businessman, they start drinking bourbon. I was like, that ain't me, cuz move on with that. Well, then I started drinking bourbon. I started talking to him, and he started telling me a little stuff about it. But then Google, you know what I'm saying? Like Google and Instagram and watching people reels and just connecting with different people, asking questions, and just like, hey, I saw this, and going to the actual liquor stores and spending 30 minutes in there. And like my wife, she's like, I told her, I said, I treat the liquor store like you treat Target.
I like that.
I will look at everything. So I'm talking to the guys and who are actually like in the liquor store, selling liquor, and especially like places like Total Wine and Bottles, where like they have like the little person who do like the picks and stuff like that. And I'm like, hey, tell me about this, and just getting their information and talking to them about it. Then going home and researching it, and just kept kind of going back and forth like that until it just kind of just spiraled. And then COVID happened, man. I was just stuck in the house and just got nothing to do but work, and I got tired of working, so I got to look up something else, so I was looking up bourbon. And then in South Carolina, the liquor stores were open, everything else closed down, so I can get takeout food and stop by the liquor store.
Sounds like a good
combination.
So, to answer your question about KBS, Klassy Bourbon Society, so Jay and Brandon, who are like the 2 founders, members of KBS.
Okay.
They are both members of the same fraternity, and I'm a member of the fraternity as well.
Oh, nice.
Then also we have military ties as well. So, and once we found that out, it was just like, wait, you're a Catholic and you're in the military. So like we had like 3 things, and like so that means our views on life are really similar.
Right.
That's
so
dope. That's dope.
And so then I asked him one day, I said, what I got to do to be a member of KBS? Is there like a subscription, or like is there a monthly fee I got to pay? He's like, just call yourself a member.
Nice.
So I was like, all right, cool. So then, so I started doing that, and then we actually met and we did the bourbon share. He was like, hey, like, let's call your, like, because you're doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're not just a bottle collector, and you're actually in the community doing great things with bourbon. Yeah. So he said, just call it the Columbia chapter of KBS, or the South Carolina chapter, and you're the president of that. So I just use that and then when I did the bourbon tasting, put a KBS logo on the placemats and everything like that. We got KBS glasses.
Nice.
We're working on a Starlight pick right now.
Okay. Yo, I gotta tell you, Starlight seems like they be whoring out picks. Like, you get a Starlight pick.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
they're good at what they do, man.
Yeah, I feel like they're really good with the finishing.
Yeah.
Finishing, I feel like they're really good. I really want to get up there and check them out. For sure.
Absolutely,
yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'm trying to get down with this Starlight. Starlight just handing out picks.
So you were mentioning them earlier, Jay. That's Caillou Bourbon dude, right? That's Okay, yeah, that on IG, yeah, he be out there with them funny reels.
He's
man.
funny, man.
But shout out to Jay in the scuttlebutt.
Yeah.
Right. So the scuttlebutt, man, I was there. I think it was maybe last month. I was in the scuttlebutt and just sitting down talking, and had a couple other guys that come over. They really didn't know anything about bourbon. Well, one of them did. The other guy didn't. He was, just over there hanging out, trying to learn. So we just, sharing experiences and sharing different things about bourbon, letting the guy try. And it's like he was trying stuff that if he was at a bar, he had a $500 tab.
Right. Right.
Trying things like Blanton's, he tried the Rio and things like that. And just like, hey, we recommend you try this based off of what you like so far. And just kind of boom from there. So, but he got the scuttlebutt, and I haven't named my little bourbon room yet, but that's what I call it, the backroom bourbon. But I don't have an official name, scuttlebutt or something.
Yeah.
I just be back there drinking, watching the game. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's all right.
And yeah, and also shout out to Brandon. They hop on IG Lives all the time. And yeah, there's some good content out there. Shout out to the Klassy Bourbon Society. Shout out to that.
Absolutely. Definitely. And how do you guys pick the barrel picks that you do? Because I know you said you have a Starlight, and you've done, how many barrel picks have you done before that?
So you said how do we pick the barrel picks, right?
Yeah. Like
so
how do you decide?
So the first one I wasn't a part of.
Okay.
And that was a Heaven's Door. So I bought a bottle, and that's how me and Jay met, because I actually met him to pick up the bottle.
Okay.
And, so then that connection actually solidified there. So the second one, he was like, we got an opportunity to get a barrel. Are you guys with it? We was like, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, well, who is it? He was like, Starlight. Like, you really like this Starlight, right? Like, I like a whore right now, man. Everybody get a piece of it. So he was like, we got a couple samples from Starlight, and we chose the one that we liked from the sample, and let's get it. So we're just waiting for it to come in. It's supposed to be in any day now, but South Carolina and Georgia, our liquor laws are a little different from other places. So
Yeah,
I got you.
Do we have any wood here? I hope you guys don't, run into any. There you go. Distribution issues. We've been hearing there's a lot of distribution stuff going. Crap going around with these barrel picks.
Lost barrels, wrong barrels.
That's exactly where we are. We had a lost barrel right now.
Oh no! The worst. Wow.
So we started taking pre-orders and things like that. We done hyped it up, got our taters ready. And they was like, "Oh yeah, it ain't here yet." It was like, "What?
Well, where is it at?"
They have no idea
Where's my ish?
Wow.
Yo,
I hope they find it, man.
Can we get someone from distribution on the podcast?
I really should.
I got some words.
That's not a bad idea.
What's going on?
Yeah.
What are y'all doing?
What would you say you do?
You distribute.
Give him the office space. Do you lose? What do you do here?
Distribute.
What are you good for?
I talked to one guy from a distribution center one time. He was like, "You want a job?" I was like, "Man, you don't want me to work for you because your inventory is gonna be all jacked up."
Right. So just reroute that to my place.
Yeah, he said just right now, whatever you put in my responsibility, is -5 on that list. -5. It's gonna be 5 less.
-5.
So do you guys have any upcoming, you're still in the process of getting this barrel pick, but is that something you want to continue doing and working with distilleries?
Yeah, that's something we talked about. We actually talked to Michael at Penelope. It was like, we coming up y'all way to see what we can try to get one day.
Study pour could be involved in that.
I mean, if you need a host,
it's a collaboration, man.
sorts.
Let's put that on the calendar, man.
I'm just saying.
Hey,
about 15-20 minutes away from us, so
right?
Yeah. Let's make that a collaboration.
that would be dope. That would be real dope.
So does that mean y'all coming up to Black Bourbon Run 4?
Me personally, not right now, but probably next year.
Okay.
All right.
Black Bourbon Run 5.
Okay.
I can dig it.
So that's on my plans for next year. So I got some stuff coming up this summer. I'm gonna be out of business.
Gotcha.
So
Understood.
But next year, I'll be trying to make all my rounds.
Some real faces to these names, to these screenshots.
Some interpersonals.
Yeah, I mean that was one of the coolest things about it was, you know, when we meet with everybody, you're like, yo, it's only bourbon. That's Black Bourbon Maverick. We over here
All
saying
the online
everybody,
names, yeah.
all the online names.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sober bourbon girl.
And not for nothing, especially particularly Black Bourbon Maverick. When we met Paul, it wasn't like we met him there. Like it didn't feel like I was meeting him for the first
known
time.
him for 3 years.
Right, damn near. And then when we met, it was like, oh yeah, that's my man's from back in the day. And it's like, this is the first time you've ever met.
Because we saw them in what's the name of that? The whiskey
Evergreen.
Evergreen.
Evergreen. Yes,
That's the spot.
that is the first time we met all of them.
Yeah.
Oh well, a decent amount.
Nah, but it was a great time, man. And then those bottle shares are just something I'm like, I'm ready for the next one, man.
Oh my God, are you? I don't think any of
I don't
it.
know. Yeah, well,
We are not ready, but I am ready to be not ready.
So what's the normal date for that? Is it like July?
No, it's October.
Yeah,
this year is October.
This year's
October.
second week of October.
Second or first, yeah.
That was the first.
Yeah,
It might be the first. I don't remember.
yeah.
It's in October.
I'll send you some info on it because I think
Is there spots left?
there's like
I think there's some
10 to 15 spots, something like that.
It's
yeah.
the second week.
They
In
opened-
October.
I'm kind of surprised.
I'm too.
Yeah, me too. They opened it up to the public, but yeah.
So
Yeah.
You got time.
I think they're gonna get filled up.
Probably. I mean, it's already over what we had last year, right?
What do you mean?
In terms
We
of
had like
people.
33, 35 people last
It's
year.
about that now, I
Yeah.
think.
Right,
But I
so it's about that now.
Right.
And I think they're capping it at like 50,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. So, but it's gonna be fun, man. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, I got to keep my eye on that one. So I'll put that on the calendar for 2024.
Okay.
I'll be there.
Nice.
Definitely.
All
Hey,
right.
Yeah, and we might make a trek down to the Carolinas. I've been trying to get these guys to come down, man, because I came down kind of impromptu in February.
Yeah.
I said we got to come down as a crew, man, because I didn't realize so many people were down there, man. It's crazy, man. Like
Yeah, my
Now, liquor laws are so crazy down here, man. So it's all about the bourbon community. Like,
Right.
have this guy, you walk in the liquor store, you be like, there's nothing but Jack Daniels.
right.
Right. All the big
Like,
names.
There's nothing good. So like everything that I have, like, you gotta get shipped to you and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
my pops is going to Greenville and then Charleston next month.
Nice.
So maybe see if I
Tag
can
along on that, yeah.
No, maybe
Hop
see
along with him.
to make sure he gets there okay. Just to make
if you
sure
go-
he
You
gets
good?
there.
All right, I'm head out.
If you go to Charleston, there's a couple of whiskey like spots that are pretty decent.
Yeah,
I will give you an example. There was one spot that had a flight of all four of the Pappies.
Mm-hmm.
It was $160.
When was that?
Well,
That was last year.
I was there.
All right, it might be 2 years ago.
I was there 2 years ago, actually, in the summer, and I did a flight. I think that's where I had the old Fitzgerald.
Okay.
Was it 16 year? But it was. Yeah, they definitely did. It was right there on their. I don't know the name of the street, but it was like their main street in Charleston, where all the bars and clubs were. So it was good. I think I mentioned it on the podcast while my family was getting ice cream after dinner.
Oh yeah.
You was getting drunk.
Dipped out.
I
I
was
mean,
like, let me just go next door.
Man was taking flights.
and like, let me just take this, like.
you spent $100 on liquor real quick.
So that Firefly is in Charleston. So
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm about to tell him to pick that up.
That's decent.
Yeah, it's
couple
real
of
good.
those
Man.
up.
I'm not gonna lie, that's
I'm
real
telling him to
decent.
pick
I
a couple
like
of these
it.
up. Yeah, it is. It is. Do you want to quickly say how much of a pour we giving this one? Put the pressure on.
You know
I gotta
what?
get some
Real quick,
Yeah, real quick, rapid fire.
I'm gonna go 3.25.
Wow.
Not mad at it, and I would like a little more. Let me get a little more.
Let's make OJ happy. Let's go quick. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with the 3.
3.
Solid.
Darius.
I'm solid with Cal 3.25.
Nice.
Not mad at it.
I agree. 3.25.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
That's like
That's good,
universal right there.
3.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something that if I had to have somebody who don't really drink bourbon,
It's perfect for that.
Yeah,
Oh, definitely.
Perfect.
This is definitely a good starter bourbon.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Absolutely.
When I was asking, like, do you start this with your tastings? Because I certainly would.
Great primer. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like just
Yes. All of the above.
Yeah. However, if you wanted to be like technical and be purists, right? It's a blend of straight bourbon whiskeys, as opposed to if you wanted just like to do straight bourbon whiskey as opposed to a blend.
Wait. but like, what do you mean? Because that's just a blend of all their barrels. It's still straight bourbon,
It's a blend though.
right? As opposed to a small batch or a single barrel.
Yeah, exactly. So
But what's the problem?
maybe he's
You
saying
said it like
saying
there
'cause-
was an issue there.
yeah, because you're adding in a complexity to it. Because when I think of a blend, you're adding different mash bills together.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. If I got 100 barrels,
So this is marketing.
no. If I got 100 barrels, right,
Yeah.
and I blend all of those 100 barrels together, that's blended straight bourbon. It's the same mash bill. It's the same everything.
Right, same mash bill. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But you said it was a blend of different mash.
Yeah. So when we actually taste OKI, where there's a blend of different mash bills, I thought when you hear blend, that meant, when you're putting it on the actual bottle, right? Obviously, you're blending, right, with whiskey in general. With bourbon, there's many different barrels you blend together, same recipe. But then when you have when you put it on the barrel and you say a blend of straight barrel bourbon whiskey, as opposed to just straight bourbon whiskey, then to me that means there's different mash bills going on.
That's not how I necessarily take that.
And I know Matt said that it was the same recipe as Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo Trace?
Right. Yeah. That's what it is. That's
So
what it is.
my question is, when do you put blend of straight bourbon whiskeys and just straight bourbon whiskeys?
So I don't know if there is a particular reason. I think that is case by case, right? Blend to me is just you're blending your quantity of barrels, you're blending them all together, and that's what you're putting out. Not necessarily a blend of different mash bills.
So you can pretty much say that for anything.
No, because if it's small batch, then it's a small batch. If it's a single barrel, it's a single barrel.
And then if it's a blend,
Then it's all of your barrels blended together.
all of your barrels.
Right. So that could be different mash bills.
Oh my
Or
goodness.
it could
Sounds
just
like
be
marketing. Hold on, I need to put. This is ridiculous.
You have to
We've had
go to
other-
the source.
It's not
This is
that
ridiculous.
We've had other blends of
You gotta go to the
right.
source.
Like I give you another
What
example.
is this juice?
Jefferson's Oceans.
Oh yeah, Jefferson's. Yep.
Go ahead.
Jefferson's Oceans.
Yeah.
When they give you the blended version as opposed to the single or the small batch version, it's just they took all of the barrels of that particular set of barrels that they produced and they blended them all together, as opposed to taking, again, I'm just pulling numbers. If they had 100 barrels, if they took 10% of those barrels, that's a small batch. If they took one of those barrels, that's a single barrel.
So the auditor in me is having a problem with this. It's having a problem with this.
Okay.
Like WTF? Like back when and it almost goes back to when people say like, well, small batch doesn't really mean much because we don't know what the volume of barrels are, and we don't know what small batch could be 200 barrels for one place, and it could be 20 barrels to another.
Right.
So the fact that the blend this is them saying this is all the barrels of this recipe that we're putting together. And then straight bourbon whiskey,
It could still be all of the
it
barrels.
could still be a blend.
Yeah.
So it's a marketing thing.
I'll call them tomorrow and find out for you, man.
That's what I was saying. We got to go to the source to
Yeah.
see exactly what the verbiage.
Right.
What does
What
this mean?
they mean
what
by
do you
blend.
mean by blend?
Yeah.
Right.
because
So we can
That's a good question.
alleviate my man's over here.
yeah, because like I said, I started to believe that when you see the blends, that means they're taking
Different mash bills doesn't mean.
Doesn't necessarily mean that. Yeah.
Yeah, like they're, yeah. Especially like I'm thinking of that. So I immediately, when you think of blend, I don't know why I have OKI in my head. And,
Yeah,
and
because
remember when we
OKI
were-
in particular has like 6 different like mash bills, and they're getting all
High-rise.
extra with
and
the
also
blending.
Bardstown, right?
Right,
So,
they get extra
yeah.
with the blending.
Yeah,
but
so-
that's just them being extra with the blending, as opposed
Yeah.
to just, all right, we got all these barrels, blend them all together, we have a consistent product, and we shipping them out.
All right, so now from this episode, I got an asterisk next to blend. That's what I have in my head.
Until we get an answer
That's,
from
I have an
Matt.
asterisk.
He's gonna get back to us from the source, from Firefly.
I don't know what that.
Let us know what's good.
There's still going to be asterisk in this
What does
man's
this
head.
blend mean? Please.
Well, no, yeah, like even with the answer, because if essentially we're saying it can mean a range of things, then I'm gonna put an asterisk next to it. And the same thing.
Yes, it can mean
Same way
a
that I
range
put an
of
asterisk
things.
next to small batch because that doesn't really tell me much either. Single barrel tells me something for sure. That's
Well,
easier.
right, 'cause that's
easier.
super specific.
Yeah. Well, nice. I'm glad we somewhat
Hash that out.
but there is a question that I wanted to ask. So I know you guys, you said that you guys connected over serving in the military. So, but I recall, it might have been Jay or or AKA Caillou Bourbon Dude mentioned something about how he likes to hunt bottles in the commissary. How does that work?
That sounds terrible.
It sounds like
Whenever I hear commissary, I hear prison.
Oh, well, it's like you go to a military base. I should say that. Okay.
Right.
And yeah, so it seems like it's like almost like a secret place for this, military to be able to get bottles that's not available to the public. Is that true? Or like, how does that work?
Depends on where you are. So each military installation has different things. So for me, the closest base that I'm close to is Fort Jackson. They don't get shit. I walked in and I literally went in there today and I was like, hey, y'all got anything new? And I was like, no. Got this Hennessy XO, like because I'm on Hennessy.
Right.
But he's at close to Fort Jackson. And they had Russell's 13. I was like,
Nice.
like they didn't get that in, like, so literally when he said that, I went to the commissary here and was like thinking it might be the same thing. I was like, no, we didn't get anything. So he goes just periodically to check them out. Me personally, I haven't come across anything good. Only thing I saw that was decent was a little book, like $90. But it wasn't in the commissary, it was at the gas station on post.
Wow.
I was like, there's a little book for $90 on the shelf. Gas station.
That's wild.
Which chapter was it?
I can't remember. It was from like maybe 2 years ago.
Okay, so maybe
All right. Like 4
or 5.
4 or 5, yeah.
Wow.
So
That's
and
decent.
I'm kicking myself in the butt because a couple episodes ago, y'all sampled a little book. Was it 4 or 2?
Which one was that?
Oh.
2 we did recently.
I know which one I
Was
don't
it
like.
2? 3 is the one that you don't
No,
like?
4.
4 is the one I want to say it was 2 or 3
2
that we
is the one
tried.
we did recently.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, dang, I wish I would have bought it.
That was
I
yeah.
didn't buy it because I was like, I'm not a Booker's fan, man. I'm not buy it.
But Little Book is different, and it's different every time. So it's worth trying, especially at $90.
Yeah.
It's worth trying.
Right.
And that's why I was like, I should have bought it, but I went back. They said they haven't had anything like that.
Chapter 6 was good.
It's decent,
Yeah, we had that at on the Black Bourbon Run.
right? Like with the man who made
Well, yeah.
it. That was an experience. That was an experience.
Sorry, Darius.
Just stop apologizing. Just let it go. Let it go. They have moved
Darius
forward.
didn't come last year, so
Yeah,
once in a while we'll be like, "Oh man, remember that?" When we did
Like,
this? And
yo,
I'm
Dad,
like,
remember we was down there. Oh, that's
sorry,
right.
Darius.
Oh no, you weren't there. But
Oh.
such a great time, though. My God, I have tears in my eyes right now. It was so good. But you weren't there though.
Still taste it. Oh my god.
As soon as it touches your lips.
It's all good. I've moved on. I've accepted it.
But yeah, but to answer your question though, he has come across a couple of gems in the
Nice.
commissary. I haven't had that luck myself. So
Gotcha.
Nice.
I feel
I even
like
called one of my homeboys in Texas, and I was like, "Hey man, go look and see if you see this bottle." And he go in there, it was like, scanning the aisle on FaceTime, and I was like, "I don't see anything."
nothing.
Nada.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, man, we appreciate you coming on the podcast and chopping up with us. Of
Definitely.
course, we appreciate these Rio samples.
you.
Oh my God.
That we demolished.
It came and went.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did demolish them all, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I got a little left, but
you can send some more.
Enjoy that.
I know. I'm just kidding. Bro.
Enjoy that to the fullest, homie.
Enjoy it.
I would hide it
slowly.
if I was you, but I mean, that's me. Thank you,
my
man.
old voice is sample gone too. So.
Is it? Oh, that,
I don't blame you.
that's
Nice.
a good one, man. Yeah. Glad you enjoyed that, man.
Keep doing what y'all doing, spreading the knowledge, spreading the wealth and joy over bourbon.
Right?
Absolutely.
I mean, we try.
Is there anything you wanted to shout out or give any shout outs to?
Now, shout out to the podcast, man.
We love it. We love it.
We appreciate you, man.
Bro, I'm gonna share this whenever y'all decide to publish it. I'm gonna put it out on my platform.
Nice. Thank you.
Appreciate
Y'all
that.
get y'all
We
followers.
appreciate you, homie.
Yeah.
Anything y'all doing, make sure y'all tag me so I can share it. Keep it going.
Say
Absolutely.
less.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We got to shout out the Klassy Bourbon Society too, man. You know, all the stuff they're doing.
Oh yeah,
so.
I guess I might as well shout out my KBS
Yeah.
factory.
I guess I should have shocked about
Yeah.
too, right?
I'm waiting on that Starlight, man. That's
Gotta
I
keep
think
it
Yeah,
classy,
yeah.
South
Let me
Carolina.
know. Let me know.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely.
Whenever we find the barrel, man. It's coming.
Hopefully
Yeah, right,
they
yeah.
find it,
It's gotta
man.
be somewhere.
Lord.
Yeah, we got a receipt with no liquor. I'm like, come on.
I'm sure they'll make you whole at some point.
Thanks again, man.
Nah, man, it was an honor, man. I appreciate y'all for allowing me to come on here, man.
That's
I'm
really
a
nice.
nobody in this bourbon world.
I mean, we're all kind of
Everybody's
nobodies.
Unless you're
Or everybody is somebody.
There you go.
Sure.
okay, poet. We all poets out here.
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all listening to a Steady Pour podcast. We out.
Peace.
Peace.
Love y'all.
Big dog.
Well, that concludes this episode of a Steady Pour podcast. Make sure you follow on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, it never fails. Everybody hits those. Everybody hits those.
Catchy tune, man.